So now I've got Miss Resa here, and we're gonna work on a couple of games that we're gonna play to work on that recall. We're gonna start at a super, like almost stupid low criteria base level. We're gonna make this one of the funnest games that she's ever played in her whole entire life. And then from there, we're just gonna build up as we go throughout her program and turn it into a really, really nice recall. But we're gonna take it one step at a time and get it really good in the step we're at before we're gonna add to it. So that's definitely our secret to success here. So I'm gonna give you super duper low base level, and I'm also gonna give you a couple of levels up as well. So that way this weekend when you're playing, you have lots of options to make it super fun and not monotonous. So where we're gonna start is what we call the name game. So this is also a game that we usually play with newer dogs. This is what we did day one with them for sure. Anytime we're trying to get lots of engagement and build a bond with our new kids in school, this is kind of where we start with them. So we first start out just with engagement. So if I was to just kind of be ignoring her a little bit here and there, and I say, Resa, yes, get that eye contact and give her a treat. So that's like the bottom of the barrel, easy peasy. You guys are even gonna skip that level because she probably acknowledges you much quicker than she would us. So then the next level up from that, we put it into motion. Leash or without a leash, either one. We're gonna do leash here just because our front door is unlocked and we've got dogs coming and going. So I don't want her to be able to push the door open and take off on me. So now we're gonna play the same exact game but put it in motion. So I'm gonna say, Resa, and I'm gonna move, she's gonna move with me and she gets a treat for that. Still easy peasy, but it's a really good warm up so that we can start building value. Anytime her name is said, it's the most amazing thing ever because there's always treats involved, and oh my goodness, that value of that name is gonna skyrocket. So we're just gonna kind of give her just a little bit of time and we're gonna say, Resa, yes, good girl, good job. And we're gonna come this way. Resa, and then I'm gonna move, say her name and move, and she gets a treat. And that's also pretty easy. So let's go ahead and kick it up a notch. This is what you're gonna be doing the most this weekend, but I definitely recommend a nice little warm up first so that her head is in the game and she is ready to play. So then what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a treat, show it to her, toss it away. Resa, yes, good girl, good job. And we're gonna do that again. Resa, I'm gonna usually call her name right about the time she goes for that treat. Hey Audrey, yeah. Will you stick your head back and ask one of them to see who this is out front just because I'm recording? Yeah. I'm gonna toss again. Resa, yes, good girl. You are so good and so cute. Both of these guys are so adorable. Ready? And toss a treat. Resa, yes, good job. And then you can start playing with your distance a little bit. Once we do a nice warm up in at least 2 rooms of the house, then what I really like to do is go into a place where I have the most space. So at my house, that's usually my basement. I also like to do our hallway between all the bedrooms. That's a really good place too. So then I'm working on longer distances, and then I'm gonna toss it all the way out. I'm gonna say, Resa, she's gonna come back to me, and then we've added a little bit of distance. So that way we can practice at that level a little bit, and from there, we can get ready for the next level up. The thing about Come When Called is, one, we gotta make it a game at a super low level so that it's the most fun thing that's ever happened. 2, nothing negative can ever be associated with our Come When Called. That includes our tone of voice. Well, you gotta chew. You gotta chew it. So tone of voice is everything. It has to be the most fun game and the biggest party, and nothing negative can ever be associated. Who was that, Haley? Okay. All right, so that's 2 important factors of your Come When Called. So another game that you can play just to help build up fluency and just build the value in being called at a low level is you can play a ping pong Simon Says type of game where one human stands about the length of where the phone is and the other about where we are. And then you pretty much just take turns calling her, and then as you go, you're spreading out and maybe going behind a corner or in another room as you go, so that it makes it a really super fun, awesome game. So the only real rule of this game is you play it Simon Says style, because having 2 humans and 1 dog, it doesn't take them long to pick up the pattern of I run to you for a treat, I run to you for a treat, and then they just kind of think that's the new game. So if that's ever the case, Simon Says rule goes into play. If the dog comes to you but you didn't call the dog, then you're just going to totally disengage and ignore the dog, and the other person's going to jump right back in and call the dog back to them. So that's how you're going to play all these fun, silly little recall games, just to get a really good association, make her name and our Come One Call Q be the most amazing words that were ever said. That's step 1. And then we'll take that up a notch each and every day that she's here for day training, and we'll eventually have a really, really nice recall. So that's what you guys are going to work on this weekend, and I will give you some new material on Monday. You guys have a good weekend. Good girl, Resa.